Hi, I'm Mike, and this is Movement Meditation Magic. And I am sorry I'm running a little bit late today. I'm a few minutes behind schedule, but better late than never. It's a challenging time. There's so many different things to talk about, and there's so much information out there right now with so many different perspectives that honestly it's really easy to get overwhelmed by everything that's going on in the world right now, especially here in the United States. For Americans, it's a real challenging time. A lot of us are struggling financially. A lot of us are struggling. A lot of us are struggling financially. There's obviously a huge problem with our culture as well, because our priorities are our financial well-being. We just had a lot of we're still having protests, and we're still in the middle maybe of a revolution. Who knows what's going on at this point? But there's protests all around the country, and both sides there are two sides of a political spectrum right now that are really clashing in extreme ways, and it's hard to take a step back from all of that chaos. It's hard to put ourselves in a calm, centered state. It's hard to focus. There's so much going on. There's so much information. There's so much chaos. It's really hard to focus. And I need to change my camera a little bit, because I'm realizing that I am standing in the sun and I'm going to burn. Part of my challenge right now is power. Power outlets. Anyhow, there's so much chaos, it's really hard to focus. I'm having a hard time focusing. And so one of the best ways to regain your focus when there's so much chaos around is to do internal energy work. And one of a few practices that I use personally is a breathing meditation combined with visualization. And when I say visualization, I don't mean just seeing a picture. What I mean is, hang on, sorry. Hope you can still see me. All right. Oh man, the video is doing something real weird. Shit. Hang on. Is that better? Is it still doing that thing? Are we good? I think I fixed it. Okay. So what I was saying is, with all the chaos that's going on right now, it's really hard to find our focus. It's really, really hard to find our center. It's really hard to stay on track, because there's so much information coming at us from all sides. Some of it maybe we agree with, some of it maybe will change our opinion. Some of it maybe is horrifying, some of it, we're always trying to look for the things that we want to see. And so it's scary, and the best thing in my experience to do is to look inward, like I said, and to really get a hold of my energy and control my breathing and get myself centered that way. The breath is so important. And in Western fitness, we just don't talk about breathing nearly enough. I feel like I'm an outlier as far as how much I focus on the breath, both the physical breath and the energetic breath. and really being aware of controlling my breath and my nervous system. There's not a lot of focus on it. We're talking about building muscle, you know, we're talking about getting fast, we're talking about maybe, you know, even with yoga, we're talking about being more flexible in a lot of cases, instead of really focusing on controlling the breathing and controlling the body and the nervous system through the breath. You know, maybe a perfectly good example of why this is so important is with all of the crazy shit going on in the world right now. I can watch the news and I can get on Facebook and I can feel this. You know, I feel this happen when I'm on Facebook and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, what the fuck is going on in the country? And because I spend so much time meditating and breathing, I can feel this happening and I can go, wait. That is a perfect illustration. That's why it's so important. You know, without the practice with the breathing, without that practice, it's so hard to slow this down. You know, when we start getting wound up, you start feeling upset. It's so hard to stop this if you don't have practice, if you don't train yourself to take your nervous system back down a notch. Turn down the volume on the chaos and the anxiety. You know, just turn that dial just a little bit. It's so important and it's so beneficial. And so today I really want to talk about that process and to give you the visualization that one of the visualizations that I use. And this is a real simple chakra-based visualization. And I'm gonna just put it into terms that are comfortable for me to speak about. And really try to describe it in ways that I feel will help you to get the point. The chakra is Sanskrit for wheel, and the chakras, I like to think of them as seats of energy, right? It's like if you want to think about it in religious terms, it's places where gods live in your body. The seat of that specific energy or that specific God, that specific force, entity, whatever you want to say, it's the seat where that takes place. And there are a number of different chakras. There's over 100 chakras, but there are 7 really that we're going to focus on. I want you to start by maybe sitting down if that's comfortable for you. I'm not really comfortable sitting down right now, so I'm going to stand, but you're welcome to stand or sit. I want you to take your focus to your posture, okay? I want you to make sure that your rib cage here is stacked on top of your hips here, okay? I don't want you forward like this or backward like this. Whether you're sitting or standing, you want to be stacked. Make sure that this is directly underneath your rib cage. Make sure that your head is directly over your ribs, okay? You don't want your head forward. You don't want your head too far back. Just like so, so that there's a neutral line. I like to sometimes take, I visualize like a string, maybe sort of